All right, as you can see, we're taking off here in the knockout round. Now, I'm obviously going back to where I qualified for the knockout round, and I feel I have enough fish in this area that I actually could make a top 8 and advance to the final round. You never know till you start fishing, but we're definitely going to pick up where we left off. All right, guys, that was the end of the first period. I lost a lot of the footage, so I'm going to tell you kind of what went on. My GoPros, it was like 108 heat index. These GoPros are overheating. The stat units, our iPads are overheating. GoPros are overheating, so they keep cutting out on me. So basically, I got on a schooling bite, caught a bunch of schoolers, caught a 2-pounder. And then caught some on a swimming worm, come out to the main lake where I was at yesterday and started throwing a big worm. And as soon as I threw a big worm, I've caught 2 and missed 1. None of it on footage. All right, guys, hopefully the rest of the day, I don't know, hopefully the rest of the day we can, you know, salvage some footage, and hopefully I'm gonna come back. The weights are still fairly low right now. They're, you know, the cut line is still within reach, so, you know, I got whatever 5 more hours to make my comeback. And yesterday about this time, even though as hot as it was, they were nibbling a little bit yesterday around this time. So that's pretty much a summary of the non-GoPro footage. I'm trying for you guys. I'm trying to give you the good story of the good, bad, and the ugly. And the ugly right now is these stupid things. I even took the battery out of the GoPro to cool it down to it wasn't even charging and running strictly on batteries. But all right, guys, we're about to begin period 2. As you can see, I'm trying different baits, different colors. In Florida especially, you have to be very, very versatile in your bait selection and color selection. And I was doing a lot of different bait changes, and as you can see right here, I switched back to the watermelon speedworm that I talked about in my previous video and ended up catching a good solid keeper. He's got a cold thing. He's
2 pounds, 7 ounces.
There we go. As you can see, I'm the king of penalties. It seems like every time I fish a tournament, I'm gonna get 2 or 3 penalties. And from fishing for 26 years, a 5 bass limit, and going to a penalty style format, I'm so used to catching non-keepers and just throwing them back. But very obvious on MLF, you can't do that, and I'm still stuck in the routine of my whole life of catching one, especially after this break that we've had. I've been throwing them back non-stop, fishing a lot, so it's pretty obvious why I got a penalty. Okay, so if you've watched round 1 and 2, this is kind of a segment that I'm going to talk to you guys about, and if I could have switched, if I could have done something different. So I talked about breaking off a lot of fish, and I want to explain that to you because my choice of using very light line in Florida was probably not the smartest thing to do. If I could go back and change things up, I would definitely probably upsize my line. So my choice of line for the speedworm was 15-pound braid connected to 8 and 10-pound fluorocarbon. I know what you're thinking, that sounds bad, but my choice of light line was not because I thought the fish were seeing my line and that they were line shy. I was using a small speed worm, and we were out there in 5 foot of water. Grass was coming up anywhere from 1.5 feet to 3 foot. But I wanted that smaller speed worm to stay down at a deeper level. So my choice of light line, again, was not because I thought they were in a line shot. It was basically I was using light line to get my lure to do what I thought I needed my lure to do. Now the problem is that I got such quick reaction, and I'm, you know, in a tournament, so I'm setting the hook harder than I typically am in practice. When they were thumping that lure, it's not like a wacky worm bite when they come up and then it's like, oh, you know, it's like instantaneous. So I felt it was like, and I was setting the hook way too hard. Using light line, I probably should have beefed up my sinker and went with heavier line instead of trying to use a small sinker and lighter line. My mistake. If I could go back and change things, I would. Oh gosh, that might be a big one. I have not counted my chicken because it hasn't hatched yet, but we're on day 26 of the chicken hatching. 28 days they hatch, and guess what? We have hatched a chicken, baby. The chicken has hatched. In a 80-man field is not bad, it's not good. I've made it to the knockout round every single event Major League Fishing has had. I have made it to the knockout round sitting very well in the qualifying rounds, like in the top 10 in the qualifying rounds. But it seems like every time I've got to the knockout round, I'm not making what I feel the right decisions in the one-day format. So basically, when we get to the knockout round, all the weights are clear. Now, I've had good weight going into the knockout round. Like I stated, I've done very well in the qualification rounds. But I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong. Okay, I don't know if I'm just not adjusting right and saying, hey, day 1 and 2, these areas are done. And this is the game of decisions that you hear a lot of us fishermen talk about. We talk about making on-the-fly decisions, being comfortable enough to say, hey, day 1 and 2 areas, they're done. I need to move on and try something different. And this is what separates good anglers from great anglers. And I've spoke about that in past videos. But this knockout round is knocking me out, it seems like, you know. But anytime you can make a knockout round, guys, that's like awesome. I'm sitting very well in points. They're taking top 40 to the Red Crest for, which is the championship, Red Crest, the championship of this league. I'm sitting in a position now, the top 40 make it. I think I'm in 26th place. I've already made the cup events, and I could almost zero at the next tournament and still make the Red Crest. I'm looking very good in heavy hitters tournament. I'm looking good, but it just makes me mad because, like anybody else, we want to make the championship round. And I'm hoping, this is my first year on Major League Fishing, and I'm hoping that I can figure this format out. I've been doing the 5 bass limit for 26 years. I really do like this format. It's enjoyable. The 2-pound limit has put a little stress on everybody that fishes. I'm not saying I agree with the 2-pound limit and everywhere we go. I think it needs to be adjusted on each lake. I can agree with that. But anyways, it's a fun format to fish, depending on the size fish you're going for. But guys, I got to figure out this knockout round a little bit better, okay? A little bit better. if I have done well in the qualifying rounds, I expect myself to do well in the knockout rounds. So we're going to keep at it, guys. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. Now listen, I am in the process of building a test pool. So if you are not subscribed, I'm going to be blowing your mind. I'm going to be blowing your mind on some test pool underwater footage that I'm going to be showing you guys. So I'm building a test pool. We're about a week and so if you have not hit the subscribe button, I can assure you, you will want to hit that subscribe button, because the footage that we're going to be showing you guys coming up is going to blow your mind. I've already shared some of the thoughts and plans that I have for that, and I can tell you pretty much everybody I've explained it to, it's going to get addicting. Very addicting, very quick and very fast. So hit the subscribe button and make sure of all, hit the notification. Thank you for hitting the like buttons, and I need more people doing the outro. You could actually email me the outro if you want to be in this video. So here we go. I'm out.